Hare Krishna. One of the most fascinating and a very interesting story is the story of Mahabharat. This is the story of greater India. This is the greatest epic of this land. And the central figures of Mahabharat are Lord Krishna and the Pandavas. Mahabharat is therefore the love and reciprocation between Lord Krishna and the Pandavas, and how Lord Krishna went out of his way to protect the Pandavas. Here are three stories from the life of Lord Krishna and the Pandavas of how Krishna protected the Pandavas before the war, during the war and after the war. So we all know that before the war of Kurukshetra, Duryodhan was trying to prepare himself fully to get himself ready for this war, to get himself in shape. That is the time he approaches Gandhari, his mother, and Gandhari tells Duryodhan, I will invest in your body all my power. Because Gandhari was a very chaste lady, she had the power of chastity. So she wanted to invest all her powers in the body of Duryodhan and make Duryodhan strong like an iron. But she tells Duryodhan, come to me completely naked. So Duryodhan, following the orders of his mother, is going in the middle of the night to Gandhari completely naked. But on the way, he finds Lord Krishna. How did Lord Krishna come to know Duryodhan is going? He is the Supreme Lord. So he stopped Duryodhan and told him, Duryodhan, what are you doing? You are not a child, you are a grown-up man. You are going to meet your mother in this state, completely naked. You don't have any shame. And Duryodhan feels bad. So Duryodhan covers his lower part and then goes to Gandhari. Gandhari removes that strip of cloth. And when she sees Duryodhan, Duryodhan's body is invested with all her power. It becomes strong like an iron. But that part which Duryodhan had covered, because of the intervention of Lord Krishna, remained weak. And this is the same part Lord Krishna tells Bhima to strike on during the final war between Bhima and Duryodhan. So this story shows us how Krishna protected the Pandavas even before the war started. And during the war, one of the days, Duryodhan starts to taunt Bhishma Dev. Because Bhishma Dev was fighting, but his heart was still on the side of the Pandavas. So Duryodhan tells Bhishma, you are not fighting in your full vigor. You are still partial to the Pandavas. And Bhishma feels very hurt. And he takes a vow. He takes 5 arrows, invests it with power, and tells Duryodhan, with these 5 arrows, tomorrow I will kill all the 5 Pandavas. So when Bhishma takes a vow, he definitely fulfills it. Bhishma literally means one who takes a terrible vow. So Duryodhan becomes so happy. Duryodhan tells Bhishma, give me those 5 arrows. Tomorrow morning I will give it to you. So Duryodhan wanted to be double sure that the arrows are with him. So in the middle of the night, Krishna, in the camp of the Pandavas, Krishna loses his sleep. And Arjuna is thinking, why is Lord Krishna not sleeping? Lord Krishna is waking up Arjuna. Arjuna, get up. There is a problem. Arjuna says, as long as you are there with me, for me at least there is no problem. So Krishna tells Arjuna that Bhishma has taken this vow. These 5 arrows are with Duryodhan. Go to the camp of Duryodhan and ask him those 5 arrows. Because previously, Arjuna had saved the life of Duryodhan once. And at that time, Duryodhan had told Arjuna, you ask whatever you want. That time Arjuna told him, I will ask when the right time comes. So Krishna reminded Arjuna of that promise and told him, go and ask Duryodhan those 5 arrows. So Arjuna goes in the middle of the night to the camp of Duryodhan and he asks him those 5 arrows. Duryodhan is shocked. These 5 arrows, the story of these 5 arrows was only between him and Bhishma. It was very, very confidential. Even the friends of Duryodhan, the brothers of Duryodhan didn't know. But Lord Krishna came to know. And Arjuna got those 5 arrows. In this way, Krishna saved Arjuna and the Pandavas even during the war. This is just one incident. There are many incidences during the war. And even after the war was over, now the Kauravas are killed. All the 100 sons of Dhritarashtra are killed by Bhima and the Pandavas. Now the Pandavas have to sit on the throne. Before that, they have to go and meet Dhritarashtra. Can you imagine? The Pandavas have to face Dhritarashtra, whose 100 sons have been killed by the Pandavas. And the Pandavas knew this is going to be the most difficult task. A task even more difficult than the war of Kurukshetra. To face Gandhari and Dhritarashtra. So Dhritarashtra agrees to meet the Pandavas, but through Vidura, Dhritarashtra tells the Pandavas, I will meet you all in the palace of Duryodhana. When Lord Krishna hears this, he understands that there is some foul play. So Lord Krishna along with Vidura go to the palace of Duryodhana to inspect the palace. And in the bedroom of Duryodhana were statues of Bhima. Duryodhana used to practice Gada Yuddha on statues of Bhima. He had so much vengeance against Bhima. So Krishna and Vidura arranged the seating arrangement in such a way, next to the throne of Dhritarashtra, where the Pandavas were going to meet him, they kept the statue of Bhima. So Dhritarashtra, when he sees the Pandavas, he, in a very diplomatic way, in a very hypocritical way, he tells the Pandavas, come, I want to embrace all of you all. I have forgiven all of you all. So each of the Pandavas go. So when it is time for Bhima to go, Lord Krishna tells Bhima, don't go. And Lord Krishna pushes that statue of Bhima that Duryodhana had made. And Dhritarashtra, thinking the statue to be Bhima, embraces the statue. But Dhritarashtra had so much anger in his heart, so much hatred in his heart, he actually wanted to crush Bhima. And finally he crushes that statue. And Bhima is saved because of the intervention of Lord Krishna. So if you study the Mahabharat, this is one central lesson that we will learn. How, if we become a devotee of the Supreme Lord, Lord Krishna will go out of his way to protect us. Therefore, Lord Krishna tells in the Bhagavad Gita, Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. He tells Arjuna, my dear Arjuna, you declare it boldly that my devotees will never perish. Lord Krishna is definitely there to protect his devotees. So someone might say, Lord Krishna is partial. Why should he be partial to his devotees? Lord Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita, Samoham sarva bhuteshu nimetveshu sthina priya ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya mahi te teshu chapyahum. Lord Krishna says, I am equal to all. But if someone surrenders unto me, becomes my devotee, I give him special protection. So this is not Krishna's partiality. This is Krishna's impartiality, because Krishna is ready to accept anyone as his devotee. He was ready to accept Duryodhana also as his devotee. Just like in the Ramayana, when Lord Ram is in the outskirts of Lanka, he has reached Rameshwaram, just about to reach Lanka. That time Lord Ram tells this very famous shloka, Sakrideva prapanno yas tabasmi iti yachate abhayam sarvada tasmai dadamyeta vritam mama. Lord Ram says that, what to speak of Vibhishan coming and surrendering unto me. Even if Ravan comes and surrenders unto me, I will forgive him. Even if once someone says, my dear Lord, I am yours, I will give such person eternal protection. So if you want to learn something from the story of Mahabharat, it is this lesson, that if we become a pure, unalloyed devotee of Lord Krishna, guarantee we will get the protection of that Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna.